and good evening. Thank you very much for joining us. We are the boys from the Baltic Star, and we do narrative games of one kind or another, tabletop games and computer games and all sorts of things. And thank you very much for coming along and joining us. Sometimes there are three of us, but tonight there are just two. I'm Ben, and I'm going to be running a game, and I'm inflicting this game upon Luke. I say inflicting because we haven't ever played this before. It was just written as a one-shot just for this evening. So, Luke, how are you doing this evening?
Oh man, I'm doing wonderfully. When I found out that this was 80s, I made sure to surround myself with as much 80s stuff as I could to sort of imbue myself with the power. I got my Marmy Dolphins hoodie with the logo that was around in the 80s.
Okay,
I got William Gibson's Neuromancer, very
excellent
important.
choice.
I've got a book of a lower low, a favourite from the 80s for me. Red Dwarf, a favourite from the 80s for me. Got Tintin, read a lot of Tintin in the 80s.
Did you?
And I love Tintin.
Yeah.
And of course, I've got Hero Quest, just to really pick up on the late 80s vibes going on. So I've got everything. I'm channeling the power tonight, Ben.
I
I'm
I think
unstoppable.
that's really good news. I'm very excited that you're doing that. This feels like it can only go brilliantly.
Oh, I've set myself up for nothing but success, quite frankly. Are you ready for it?
Fantastic. So the reason behind tonight's game is that not that long ago I watched, for by no means the first time, the 1980s film Wargames, and it reminded me of a simpler time.
Ah,
So I thought, let's make it more complicated, because naturally that's what you do. Are you ready for this? I should give you a quick overview of how the rules work, shouldn't I? Just a
sure,
very quick
why
one.
not? If you have to, if you have to.
Well, there's no character generation,
Okay.
but you do roll in hexadecimal, and everything's a straight pass or fail. You don't get any personal bonuses or anything. It's just the luck of the dice. So all you have to do is roll 2d8 and subtract 1, and that gives you a number between 1 and 15, or technically between 1 and F. A
Ooh.
success is achieved anytime you achieve an A, because you are playing a teenager in school, and so you always want to get A's. But depending on how far you fall short of it, additional complexities may come from not achieving exactly what you set out to do. It is that simple, and it's just going to be a little narrative. Okay?
Sir, um, my hexadecimal is a bit ropey. Some of our viewers may be as well. What am I looking for? Low? Am I looking for high? What does A represent in hex? For those of us
10.
that flunked such things, 10.
Yes. So essentially, because hex has to cope with the values between 0 and 15, and we don't conveniently have suitable numbers for that, the numbers from 10 up to 15 are represented with the letters A, B, C, D, E, and F. So F is 15, A is 10, and everything in between is exactly what you think it would be in alphabetical order.
Fantastic. So 10 is ideal. The further out I go, the worse it gets.
10 is great, and any letter is fine. So any double
Anyway,
digit is fine. That's
okay,
a
that's good.
pass. But if you fall short of 10,
Mm-hmm.
then you fail by differing degrees. The
Ooh,
worse you fail, the more complexities and problems will arise.
just like school.
It is, in fact, just like school. And as you mention it, this is where our story is going to be set. We have a typical American high school laid out in map form for you. I'm sure actual Americans would point to it and say, that does not look an awful lot like my American high school, but nonetheless,
It looks pretty legit to me. It's exactly how American high schools are, I think.
for our purposes, it is a typical American high school.
Ah, yes. I can picture it now. I can picture the lockers. I can picture the jocks, the nerds, the skateboarding going on. the bright colours, the banners, the homecoming queen. I can picture it all.
Yes. Thank you very much for joining us, IMT. It's very nice to see you this evening. I hope you had a lovely time playing Candela Obscura.
Oh, is that what they're playing?
Yeah, I only caught a little bit of it, but it's their second go at it, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yes, not enough temporary trailer classrooms.
that caught on in the UK as well, it must be said.
Yeah.
Half the schooling's been in the trailers.
It is, however, and you will begin your story in Classroom 1 in the bottom left of the map. Okay?
Yes. Is that because I'm a low level or a high level, or is that just
it just happens to be where your last class of the day was. And you'll be delighted to know it is actually the end of the scholastic day. That's important because I didn't want to write a lesson plan to actually offer to a teacher to tell me about.
Yeah, I've kind of enjoyed a weekend without, like a fortnight without school. Don't drag me back into lessons again.
So, a quick intro. It's the 1980s. In an American city, a teenage boy lives a life that is quite alien to those of us living in the 21st century. Our hero has a passion for computers, and this is a good time to have a passion like that. Home computing is becoming popular, affordable and accessible. Arcades are filled with the latest titles, new games coming out almost every week. And tonight is a special night. The local arcade is unveiling a new game, but not just any game. This game is called Wargames. It is claimed to be the most advanced game cabinet ever built. At the arcade, our hero is something of a legend. For anyone who didn't get to spend their teenage years during the 1980s, I should explain a few things. Arcades weren't just where you went to play games, they were where you went to meet friends. And one more thing. Every arcade had its local experts, players who drew a crowd when they played. It probably seems like an alien world to the modern youngster, but believe it or not, back then, you didn't only play your favourite games, you watched other people play them. Hard to imagine. You learnt tricks that way, but you could also become part of the shoulder crowd. The shoulder crowd was the group of people who watched the player but also brought him or her drinks and snacks and kept up a running commentary for other people who were less experienced. Those other, lesser people were called the in-back. So when a game was being played, there might be a few shoulder people and a lot more in-back. Being there when a skilled player got a new high score or cracked a new level was like being present at the opening of Tutankhamun's tomb. So, our hero. He's a skillful player. Very skillful. He's never met a game he couldn't crush. Less accomplished players wait at the arcade for his arrival and cheer his every success. Dozens of teenagers will wait at the arcade to see our hero play this new game. But it's not that time yet. At school, our hero has 3 small tasks he must complete this Friday afternoon before he can go to the arcade. He has an appointment with the guidance counsellor who wants to talk to him about his tardiness. He has to print off some code for a friend who's meeting him at the arcade. It's on the school computers, so a quick visit to the computer room should solve that little problem. And, oh yes, one more thing. At lunch, he was approached by the head cheerleader, who wanted to ask him for a favour. He doesn't know what this favour might be, but she'll be waiting in the hall for him after class. Rumours are rife as to what this favour might be, so he'll get no peace at the arcade later if he can't at least meet the cheerleader. So no problem. Right? And off we go. Mr. Duggan, I'm afraid, is the biology teacher, and he is truthfully not the most interesting of people. It's been a very long hour you've just spent in classroom 1 listening to him explain the reproduction of plants very, very badly. But finally, the bell goes and the students, exhausted from this torment they've just been put through, gather their books and begin to slouch off into the hallway outside. So where would you like to begin your little adventure this evening?
Well, I know the place I'm going last. I'm not fussed. I've got to go to guidance council at some point, but no, it's not for me. Some people, they like to get the bad stuff out of the way first, but no, we're starting good. So let's do the computer room first. You know,
Okay.
the cheerleader's there, but you know, got to look after your bros. Yeah, got to look after your
I
bros.
completely understand. Yes. Okay. So you can head up the first and then second part of the hallway, and up to the main doors into the library, which is the route you go into the computer room. However, when you arrive at the library door, it has those glass inset windows in it,
Mm.
and I'm afraid you can see inside, behind a desk in the middle of the room, a little bit of a problem for you. You might think this shouldn't be a problem, but unfortunately, lurking there is the librarian. Now, as you see her, you immediately remember you haven't returned a book that you borrowed from the library. It's well overdue and there will be fines to pay. Now, that's a problem because you've got a pocket full of quarters, but you're going to need them.
Oh, this is not good at all. I had a plan. I was going to be playing for hours tonight. I need this because this. Maybe I can. I don't know. Let's. I'm going to slope in. Sparky, cool hand Lukehampton doesn't shy away from things, even if they're bogus and lame.
Okay. So, are you going to try and sneak in, or are you going to just walk in bold as brass and hope that you're not stopped?
I'm going to start by sneaking in because, as much as Sparky, cool hand Lukehampton meets things dead on, he tends to like to do them uh, more often by being sneaky.
Okay, fair enough. So, you make your way into the library and try to look as nondescript as possible. There are other students milling about, of course, throughout the school. It's class has only just ended, and there are people bustling from place to place, various after-school activities, and wandering to meet friends in various different locations. So there's always a chance that you might not get spotted. So Mrs. Priest, the librarian, is going to every now and then look up whenever anyone makes a noise or causes any kind of disturbance, or if she senses someone might be trying to get away with something. So please, can you roll dice to see if you pass this little test?
I can try now. These are not my pink dice. These are not my good dice. These are my truly balanced dice. So anything could happen here. Okay, that's a 6 in the first one.
That's pretty good.
Yep, and a 4 in the second. That is a 10 in total.
Minus one is
Minus 1 is a
9.
9, so I miss out by a little.
Okay. You sneak your way into the library and use the cover of a couple of other students in order to make your way into the computer room, and manage to make it in, feeling pretty good about yourself. That you in no way have been caught at this moment. However, as you log on to the computer and start the process of getting the ancient dot matrix printer to start printing out the code that you've written for your friend, you hear a mature female voice clear her throat just behind you, and there indeed stands Mrs. Priest.
Wait, is that an angel in my ear? Why? No, it's Mrs. Priest. I could have sworn it was Seraphim from on high, Miss. Is that a new outfit, Miss? You look extra special today.
Um,
You look, if you don't mind me saying so, you look pretty bodacious.
Mr. Lukehampton, I was hoping I would see you.
And you.
perhaps perhaps we could have a quick discussion about an overdue book.
Miss, can I finish printing this off staff drawer? I do have to come past you to get out, so it's not like I can get away. And would I even want to without spending more time in your presence?
Of course, come and see me at the desk when you're finished.
Sure thing. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
And she stalks off back to the main library. You hear her hiss a shushing sound to a couple of students as she disappears through the door.
Is there anyone else in the computer room?
Yeah, a couple of other people.
Do I know them?
Oh, yes, the people who use the computers here you'll know quite well.
Oh, man, I can't believe I got away with that. Steve, what are you up to?
Just, trying to work my way through a computer game. Why?
Have you ever... I think I played this one before. Type in touch myself.
He does so, and the text adventure responds cheerfully with, "Stop that."
See? If you do it 100 times, it gives him.
He grins a little bit and says, 100 times, you say?
Well, it might be 200, somewhere like that.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right. Maybe it's 300.
It could be. Are you coming to the arcade tonight?
Oh, wouldn't miss it.
They got a new game. Well, you'd know.
Wargames.
Oh man, the queue for it's going to be absolutely heinous.
Well, it's not like you have to worry about that. Everyone will get out of your way, won't they?
That's true, man. But I do like to bring a +1, and the gap is open to bring someone up to the front of the queue if you're interested.
Really? That'd be great.
Yeah, I can get you some free plays on it. But I don't know if you heard Mrs. Priest. I owe some money for a library book, and I was wondering if you could front her. I'll pay you back like tomorrow, the day after. But if you got any money to front her today, I need this money to get. I'm gonna be to the front of the queue, and you can be up there. I'll make sure you get games, man. It's not that much, honest.
Okay, let's see what I got. He pulls out a few quarters and several $1 bills. How much do you owe? Is this going to cover it?
I don't know how much do I. Would I know how much I owe them?
Yeah, you roughly. It would be about $4 that you'd owe.
Okay. And how much is the game going to cost? I would know this already, right?
A quarter per go, but you'd want to hold on to as many quarters as you can for tonight.
Yeah. How much cash have I got on me?
Probably about $5.
I owe about $3, man.
He nods and hands you three $1 bills.
Oh, cheers, man. I appreciate that. I'll tell you what. I've got a few jobs to do here, right? I've got to print this code. I've got to chat with someone. I've got to meet that guidance counsellor again, man. You know, the one that didn't shut up at you last week?
Oh, yeah. I know him well.
What's that nickname you have for him again?
Hobble.
Hobble, yeah, man. That's a good nickname. It suits. Yeah, I've got to see him. Hopefully it ain't going to take too long. But if I can pay Miss Priest off... Yeah, this is nearly printed now. Meet the cheerleader, go see the guidance counsellor, and then I'm heading over. If you come in, just give me a yell and I'll get you straight down the front with me, all right?
Brilliant. Yeah, fantastic.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it. Remember, 300 times, yeah? Maybe, or is it 400?
I don't know. 500 seems like a nice round number. I'm sure. I'm sure it'll be that.
It's safe. There's safety in numbers. I've heard hexadecimal is a big thing. Why not 6?
Yeah. Well, you get on, and I'll see if I'll see if I get bored of typing this before it's time to go down to the arcade.
Cool. Catch you there, man. It's gonna be bitching tonight.
Oh, it's going to be fun. Great game, they say.
Oh, can't wait. Can't wait, man. See you later. Stay radical.
He offers up a high five.
Oh, he gets one. That's for sure.
Fantastic.
And a little click afterwards as well.
Very 80s.
Oh, I'm feeling it.
With the finger point.
Oh yeah, exactly. There we go. I can't wait to get out the school. My cap's in my bag. Let's go straight on backwards. It's going to be great.
Okay.
All right. So I take it I can print it off without too many problems at this point.
No problem at all. This is not even the remotest challenge for someone of your skills.
I keep talking about my skills. Moving on then. I'll better go and get back into the library itself.
Okay. You walk back into the library, and as you do, you immediately find Mrs. Priest raises her eyes and catches yours.
Hey, Miss Priest, that a new outfit? You look great.
It's the same one I was wearing the last time you saw me, Mr. Lukehampton.
It just looks different in this light, even more fetching.
Thank you. Now,
totally
we
neato.
need to discuss the book.
Ah, yes. It's not my fault that some of the pages have gone missing.
The pages have gone missing?
But, not the ones that have got drawings on.
You've been drawing in the book?
No. The and the spine was half given away anyway before I got it.
I am very disturbed to hear this, Mr. Lukehampton.
It's not my fault. It's Danny's fault. He had it before me. You know, Danny Hutchins.
I know Mr. Hutchins. He is not always as careful as he should be.
Oh, man, you seen his fingernails? Jam underneath them.
She shudders at the thought of someone handling one of her books with jam under the fingernails.
Oh, man. Peanut butter under his toes, I've heard. That's what the word is around the changing rooms. Never takes his socks off.
You are a disturbing individual, Mr. Lukehampton.
That's one of my charms, miss.
And she glances down at her records and says, however, if you do not have the book to return today, I will take the $4 fine, please. And it will continue to accrue 25 cents every further school day.
Oh, miss, I've got what if, right? I've got $3, miss. I've got $3 with me. What if I'll give you the $3 now, and I have a word with Danny Hutchins about self-care before he next borrows a book. I'm practically making the library money at this rate. You know, the books will be coming back in perfect condition, miss. And we'll sort of struck a deal, something like that, maybe. And for $3 right here, right now.
Make a roll for me.
Oh, yes. Oh, 6 and 6 and a 3. So that's an 8. It started so well. I was so cocky.
It did.
Stupid dice. Where are my pink ones?
Mr. Lukehampton, please, don't play games with me. I need the book back on Monday, and you will owe me $4 now.
What day is it then?
Friday.
Oh, it's Friday. Um, hang on a sec, miss. Here's $3 here, and I got 50 cents, miss. $3.50.
She takes it and puts it in the little drawer behind her desk, and then ticks off the thing in the book. $3.50. The book back on Monday, Mr. Lukehampton.
All of it?
The entire book, please.
Okay. I guess I'll be looking for some of it on Sunday. Okay, miss. I'll all of it back in on Monday.
And all still connected together in the correct order?
Correct order, miss.
Yes, page 1 near the beginning,
Oh, I
and
can make
then
sure
the
page one.
pages subsequently in ascending order.
I can make sure page 1 is near the beginning, miss. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. I will see you on Monday, Mr. Lukehampton. Don't forget.
I won't, miss. I won't. Do you know if the stationery store's open at the weekend? I need to buy some sellotape, miss. Totally unrelated.
Asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend.
I imagine it will be open tomorrow.
What are you up to at the weekend, miss?
Nothing very exciting. Going up to the mountains for a walk.
Well, do you like video games, miss? I'm playing a new one tonight. You should come and watch. There's always a crowd up at the arcade. Might not be your scene though, but you know.
I haven't really got time for such diversions.
Oh, I said they'd love to see you there, miss. Bring a bit of glamour.
I'm sure it would be a very popular thing for a teacher to turn up at the arcade. Yes.
Well, I'll take that as a no. Have a lovely time in the mountains, miss, and I'll see you on Monday with the book. What book was it again?
Computer programming in Fortran 77.
Oh yes, that's the one. I definitely know where that is. Thanks, miss. See you Monday. Have a good weekend.
And you too.
I will slope out the library, please.
Okay. One task complete.
Yes.
And at the cost of just 50 cents of your quarters.
At this rate, I'll have loads of money left.
So, where is your next destination?
Well, I'm hoping the cheerleader's not asking for a lot of money. Let's go and speak to her. What do I might just hoping for money for all I know. Oh, no.
Okay. You cut along the most direct route to the hall, which is the corridor that runs sort of opposite classroom 3, and then along to the other main corridor in the school. At the far end, there is a large double door that leads into the main hall. And even as you arrive at the door, you can hear that there is quite a lot of physical activity going on inside.
I'm going to poke my head into the little glass windows to see what is going on.
Okay. What is going on is that the hall contains a sort of large indoor multi-purpose space, and at one end there is a group of people using one end of a basketball court, if that makes sense. Just playing around, taking shots, passing the ball back and forth. They're by no means playing a game. They are just practicing and burning off some energy. At the other end is a group of cheerleaders who are going through their routines and practicing the moves of their upcoming games.
Is Brittany Pinkerton among them?
She is.
In which case I'll slide on in, and while I'll sort of initially look like I'm focusing on the basketball, I'll slide into the bleachers, and my attention will be drawn more and more to the cheerleaders.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll wait a moment to see if she does indeed approach me, or if she's carrying out her procedures.
Okay. She's directing activity with the girls, but as you find a spot on the bleachers and sit down, one of the other girls sort of gives her a little nod towards you in your direction, and she tells the rest of the group to continue practicing the routine they've just done, and turns and strides over towards you and throws herself quite enthusiastically onto the bench beside you.
Woo! That was good. That was good. That was good. It's coming along well.
Thank you. So, I need you to do us a favour.
You know me. Cool hand Lukehampton follows through with favours.
So, I was chatting with Rachel the other day.
The one with the funny ear.
I'll tell her you said that.
You have to get close.
She told me that you'd done her a little favour.
What kind of favour did she suggest that I'd done? I don't want terrible rumours to get around.
She said you'd modified the school's computer system to give her a passing grade in a course she'd failed.
Okay.
And maybe you can't do that. And that's okay. Just tell me you can't do that and we'll leave it at that.
Whoa. When a job needs doing, Spark is your man.
Tomorrow is the first formal day where the football team gets their selection.
Mm-hmm.
They're going out for their first sort of public practice tomorrow, in advance of next week's game. I don't know if you follow the football team at all, but it's a big deal for the school.
Yeah. Well, a couple of them follow me around and they try and trip me over at certain times.
Yes, boys will be boys, as they say. Anyway, in order to play at this school, you need to have a C average on your grades.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 of the team are a little short of that.
Which 3 is it?
I don't know if you know them, but Hank and Johnny are both just a couple of grades down. Nothing much. But Amos, I mean, based on his grades, I'm not convinced he can actually spell Amos.
But that guy's the quarterback.
Yeah, he can throw a ball. He really can throw a ball. And he can take a sack. But I'm not sure he can spell ball or sack, let alone...
Huh.
I didn't think about where that was going.
He was a bit of a ball sack, to be honest, Brittany, between you and me. But the school love him. He brings a lot of celebration to the school. He's taken us all the way, hasn't he? We've beaten a lot of teams this year.
They say he's destined to be given a scholarship to one of the, finest academic universities in the country because of his footballing. He might even get into Sacramento State.
It's pretty impressive, isn't it? We could be going all the way to regionals with him.
This is what we need. And that means he's got to have a C average by tomorrow night.
He can't spell C, and it's a letter.
I don't know. I mean, he's got most of the alphabet down, I think.
How important are Hank and Johnny to you?
We really need the team. But if it's harder to do all three, then Amos is the priority.
It's just that, that that morning I come into class with my head all wet and my shoulders all wet.
Yes.
Yeah, that was Johnny.
I think Mary commented that you had to have walked through an extremely specific rain cloud.
Don't get many rain clouds in the boys' toilets.
I'm actually quite pleased to hear that.
Look, leave it to me. I'll make sure Amos is here. I'll do what I can for the others, and I hope you'll appreciate it.
That would be fantastic. And, I mean, if you can do that, then I think I can pretty much guarantee you won't encounter any more rain showers.
That's good, And, well, prom's coming up.
Yes.
Don't worry. I'm not interested in any of the cheerleader girls or nothing like that. But could you sort of put word around in the girls' toilets when Kylie's in there? IT Kylie.
Uh-huh.
Maybe about how awesome I am, maybe. How rad, how neato I am.
You get all three of the boys on the team. I'll see what I can do.
How about 2?
Make a roll for me.
That's a good response. Oh, 7. Oh, yeah, I forgot 8 to 7. Oh, come on. 7 and 4. It's an 11 minus 1 is 10.
Okay. She thinks about it for a second and nods. If you can get 2 of them through, I'll definitely give you a good talking up.
I appreciate it, Brittany. Appreciate it. It looks like they're all going to pieces without you over there.
I must go then. Good luck.
You come into the arcades tonight at all?
I might swing by. We've got some friends meeting down in town, so we might stick our nose in. Yeah, if we're at a loose end.
Yeah, there's a cool new game out there. I don't know if it's your style, but there'll be a massive crowd there. A lot of cherry coke going around.
I might see you there.
Yeah. See you later.
Okay.
Right, is there something I need to do now, Ben?
Well, let me give you a bit of information first.
Please do.
When you fixed Rachel's grade,
Yep.
you were able to do it by logging on to the school's computer from home, but you could do it just as well from any computer in the school building.
Mm-hmm.
The issue you face, of course, is that there's a password, and they change it fairly regularly. But you're used to logging into this system without permission, and you know where they keep the password. It's in the office, written down on a piece of paper that they tape inside a drawer. If you can get some alone time in the office, then you should be able to retrieve the password, and then you should be able to log on to the computer system. Your only remaining task, other than completing what Brittany has asked you to do, is visiting the guidance counsellor.
Yes. Hobble. It really is, right, isn't it? They change the draw every time. It could be one of the three. Who knows? Okay, I'll pull myself up off the bleachers. Head through the door of the hallway and go directly ahead. I'm guessing that's a hallway between the boys' bathroom.
Yep.
Yep. That's what I'll do, please. I'll pop straight through that hallway.
Yep. So if at the end of there, if you turn left, you'll walk towards the office, which is where the counsellor's private office is. On the left, after you get into the office main open area. But you don't have to go in that direction.
In the main hallway area, I'm guessing that's all lockers and things like that.
Exactly.
Are there many students I know still hanging out there that haven't sort of rushed away at the end of the day?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there are after-school clubs. I mean, it's nowhere near as busy as it would be during, when the bell goes, so to speak. But some of the classrooms are being used for the school paper. Some are being used for all sorts of things.
Is Hank or Amos there? Or if not them, anyone that I would class as a friend?
In general, the people that you would consider to be threatening aren't big for after-school clubs.
No, I'd imagine they're either on the field or at home.
But you'd be much more likely to bump into them in the boys' changing room, or out on the field, or the places like that.
Okay. So these are more normies or nerdy types.
Your regular high school kids, yes.
Have I got a couple of friends there by their lockers then? They're just wandering around?
Yeah, I mean, none of the
Hmm.
people you can see would be counted as your closest friend at school, but lots of people that you're friendly with. You have developed, courtesy of your arcade game playing, a bit of a reputation as something of a legend in certain circles.
Legends.
It probably wouldn't impress, the swim team, but quite a lot of the kids would be quite envious of your very minor local celebrity.
Exactly. I'll cruise over to a locker to someone I recognise then.
Okay.
Hey, Willie. How's it hanging, man?
I wish you wouldn't call me that. It's Billy.
Well, it's William, really. You go either way on it, right?
It is William, yeah, but I go by Billy.
You've not seen the graffiti? I'm bigging you up on it.
I have seen the graffiti. I'm slightly worried you might have made some of the graffiti.
Look, are you coming tonight, arcades?
Oh, definitely.
Looking forward to it. You getting in the line for the game?
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to, but if one of the nice things about it when they bring a big game that attracts all the attention is it becomes a lot easier to get on the other games.
That's a good point, man. That's a good point. What are you wanting to play tonight, mostly?
Well, I've been going for the sort of my high score on asteroids, but I mean that cabinet's never busy now. Far too old.
Mm.
But I might have a crack at Galaxian.
Oh man, I tell you what, I'm pretty certain as well. 9 and 10 slots on that are open for a top score. I reckon. I reckon that's really viable. You get your name on that tonight.
Okay, I can give it a shot. I mean, I haven't got a lot of quarters, but I've been practicing.
Tell you what, man, I've got some strategies for Galaxian as well. If you're interested.
Yeah.
No, don't come free though, man. I was wondering if you might do something for me in a minute. Nothing bad or nothing like that, but I just could potentially do with a small favour.
All right. How small are we talking?
Basically, I've got to go in right see the counsellor in a minute, but then I've got to get on. You know how I'm able to get onto the school computers sometimes, right?
I've heard a rumor.
Yeah. I have a way of doing that, but it means that I need no one in the office for a bit. Now, you know how if there's like a kerfuffle in the hallway, the the principal and the vice will tear out and sort of get involved, especially after school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I can make some sort of sign towards you, maybe like the what's it called the the comms the school comms thing, whatever they call it. I can't remember what they're called then.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
If I can do a little click on the old microphone, like get the whistle. If you just hear the click on the whistle and the comms before it goes off again, could you start a kerfuffle? You tell one of your mates that you're doing it, but if you can like slam each other into the lockers or something, start a
Yeah.
bit of shouting, get a circle around you, and I'll sort of you know build that fire a little bit in there, get them out there. Would you do that for me? Buy me 5 minutes.
I know just the bloke.
Ah, nice. Well, I'll give you a starter on the strategy now, right? And I'll tell you after.
All right.
Okay. What I'm gonna say is, I've watched you before. You tend to flee to the edge of the screen quite a lot,
Yeah.
but you need to be moving to the center.
Really.
You need to evade to the center, man. There's other bits which I'll tell you about in a minute, but that might get you 10th. But if you want to be looking at 6th or maybe 5th, get your name up there for a good few months to come. Get your fame up there. I'll tell you after, yeah?
Yeah. All right.
Sure.
And he immediately opens his locker and pulls out a couple of pairs of drumsticks, and he says, "Got you covered."
Nice. Well, I've got to go speak to Hobble first. So hang around for a bit, and hopefully you'll hear something from me in a few minutes.
I'll station myself under the speaker.
Ah, good man, good man. See you in a bit.
Okay.
And I'll stride into the office, please.
All right. Walking into the office, there's a sort of an open plan area with a desk across, dividing it into the sort of public area where people walk in, and then behind that, the sort of open office area with various desks. There are a couple of computers on them. There's the as you say, the PA microphone there, standing by in the main office open area, and behind the counter is Miss Jones, the office admin.
Hey, Miss Jones. Principal Stotley in?
Yes. Do you have an appointment?
Not with principal. How about Vice Principal Hurleyman?
Yes. Yes.
Both both in. Wow, it's a full house in here today.
Well, it's Friday at the end of school. There's always some end of week tasks.
Oh, the whiskey won't drink itself, Miss.
We have to arrange for tomorrow evening's football meeting, the last public practice. We've got to sort out
The
some
last what
stuff for the
practice, Miss?
upcoming prom.
The last pubic practice, Miss.
Yeah, tomorrow evening.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, wow. I wouldn't want to stop them with that sort of practice.
Well, you can come along, show a bit of school spirit. People would appreciate it.
Is that suitable, Miss?
It's not that big a request.
I don't know, Miss. I've got I could be a town legend by the end of tomorrow.
Really? Well, maybe you need to focus a little bit more on being a legend around here. There are students who get their pictures put up on the wall in the hall for being exceptional at all sorts of things. Maybe you could aim for that.
Yeah, but Miss, do they get their names up in the number one on 7 different machines in the arcade?
I'm absolutely certain that's the kind of thing that would probably get your picture taken down.
There's no point me trying to get my picture up then, is there? Because it'll come straight back down again. It'll be 8 by the end of tonight, Miss. New game at the arcade, Wargames. You heard of it?
No, I'm sorry.
You'd be good at it. You'd be good at it.
I doubt that. I don't really do computers.
You can't do computers, Miss.
If you say so.
Little Jimmy tried to, but he got dragged out by the arcade with his trousers around his ankles.
No, I don't think that's necessary, Mr. Lukehampton.
Just messing with you. Just messing with you. Is the counsellor in?
Yes. Do you have an appointment with the counsellor?
I wish I didn't.
Well, you can go straight in. He's not seeing anyone at the moment.
His girlfriend left him again then.
Please try to show some respect, Mr. Lukehampton.
I'm sorry, Miss Jones. I'm sorry. I like to show all the respect that's due.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Well, we'll go and rat-a-tat-tat on the door.
Okay. Come in.
You wanted to see me, Clive?
First of all, you can call me Mr. Hobbs. But secondly, my first name isn't even Clive.
Are you sure?
Yes, I would know. It's Calvin.
Calvin. Ah, that's it's your handwriting, sir. Clive and Calvin look very similar. Look at my. I've sort of ruffled around in my bag. Look at my book that you wrote. Look, that says Clive, sir.
Why don't you take a seat? We need to have a little chat.
Okay. Can I have that one?
He points to the the one he wants you to sit in.
Oh, this one's less comfy. I'll take it.
Okay. You've been written up 3 times in the last month for tardiness. Now, I don't want to make this a big thing, because everybody has stuff going on in their lives. But I think we need to talk about what's getting in the way of you achieving everything you could achieve at this school.
Was it Johnny Knox shoved my head down the toilet, sir? That's why I was late for one of them.
I see.
I was walking around with water running out of my pockets. Did that not give it away?
I didn't actually witness your tardiness personally.
Who reported that one, sir?
I'm not at liberty to say that. Of course you know that.
Guess who it was. Got it in for me, some of this stuff.
Now, I don't think that's a helpful attitude either.
That's true. It's true, isn't it? Some of them, they give all this and all that to the football team. I bet some of them are even faking grades to put them through.
Now, don't cast aspersions without evidence.
Well, I don't want to make trouble, do I? I don't want to make trouble. I just, it feels unfair sometimes.
I can understand that, and I think we all feel that way sometimes. So what I'm going to recommend is that you go and have a seat in the library for a little while and read this pamphlet that I have for you. And then when you've finished it, come back and ask me any questions that you have about it. It shouldn't take you more than an hour or two.
But sir, on a Friday, this has nothing to do with my tardiness in the mornings. This is totally bogus and lame. This is not a suitable punishment. It's far too much.
Is that so? I think we don't need to move on to the subject of punishments because we can go for detention instead if you'd prefer. But I think this could be more productive for you.
What's this pamphlet called?
It is called Organising Yourself for a Better Life.
Organising yourself for a better wife, sir?
For a better life.
Oh,
I think the one you mentioned might be out of our school's budget.
It does feel a bit like detention to me, sir.
Well, I think if you were to study it, and then came back and discussed it in an hour or two, it would be it could be beneficial to you. It could help you see what's important in life.
Have you read it, sir?
Have I read it?
Yeah. How can I discuss it with you if you haven't read it? Surely we'd have to a meeting of minds, as it were. Meet each other on a level playing field.
I've glanced at it.
Well, then maybe I should glance at it as well. Then we can discuss on an equal playing field.
Can you roll for me, please? I think that's quite a good go.
Thanks, I appreciate you. I hope the rolls is good. Oh, that's a 7 again. Oh, it's a 12. Only little 5. That's 11. So it's
yeah, but he chuckles and says, "You know what? That's a fair point. How about you come and see me next week after school, whichever day is most convenient and you're not doing other things, and I will have read it, and perhaps I can take you through a few of the salient points."
It sounds wonderful. Why doesn't my secretary make an appointment with your secretary, and we'll sort it sometime next week?
Well, because I don't have a secretary, and I'm beginning to doubt that you do as well.
Okay, then let's say Tuesday.
Tuesday, okay. Yes, let's do that.
Oh. So how am I supposed to spend an hour reading this pamphlet? It's like 4 pages long.
Oh, sorry, I got you confused with Amos.
I'll tell you what. I'll take it. I'll read it. I'll come back on Tuesday. And I promise, sir, I won't be late again on Monday or Tuesday.
Thank you, Mr. Lukehampton. I think everyone would appreciate your presence on time and with a positive attitude.
You know me, I'm Mr. Positive.
I'm going to assume that's not sarcastic.
So, is it just a question before I leave? I've wondered for a long time that the number one ranking on Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, is HOB. That's not you, is it, sir?
I very much doubt it's anything to do with me. No, I'm not very skilled at that game, though I have played it once or twice.
No, well, you never know. Maybe we could have our meeting on Tuesday at the arcade instead, and I can help you improve your skills.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you come in on Tuesday and we'll talk about it then. Maybe on another occasion we could arrange a meeting down at the arcade and I could get an insight into the life that you and your friends lead there.
Well, we'll see how it goes, eh? See how it goes.
Of course.
Well, all the best. Enjoy whatever you're doing this weekend. See you Tuesday, etc.
Thank you.
I'm sure you've got lots of important things to do at this desk. So many things that you wouldn't even consider leaving your desk for a while now. You must be snowed under.
I do have a few things to do before I go.
I could break out in this school and you wouldn't even leave right now.
Well, I'm pretty sure I would leave for a fire, yes.
Oh, Ben, you said you changed it. You're still the Truth Foragers. It doesn't. It says tonight we have adventure through the life of a disaffected teenage American. That's me. Sparrows. Got it wrong. Tut, tut, tut. Okay, well, anyway. Cheers, Calvin Hobbs. See you Tuesday. And I'll wander out the door. And I'll shut it. And, I'm guessing the door is very visible from the for the receptionist, isn't it? From where that is.
Well, yeah. If you come out of the door, essentially you're next to the front of the desk, which is a sort of long desk. The receptionist is behind that desk, and you can see the two closed doors for the principal and vice principal against the far wall.
And the little the PA thing is on the desk of the receptionist, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, Miss Jones, I was told that someone dropped in a letter for me. Like a note.
Oh, really?
And I'll sort of start leaning over, and as I lean over, I'll try and like push against the little button, like clumsily. You know, just someone said they just put it round the corner there, miss, round the corner there.
Okay. All right. So, I'm going to make you do a roll, but because you said the thing about the letter, she's actually going to turn her head to look at the pigeonholes at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give you +2 for this roll.
Oh, you're a legend. Thank you. Which I might need. Oh, no, I don't need. That's good. I rolled a 1 and then an 8, which is a 9. +2 - 1 is 10. I had a moment there, and I was like, "Oh, such a plan and a 1."
Yep. You managed to send some clicks of turning on the system and turning it off again fairly rapidly. It's not what you'd call all that noticeable, but if you were listening for it, you'd know that something had come through. You get the feeling that maybe the last part of her word or her turning away to look at the pigeonholes might have just been caught on the microphone, but she wasn't exactly facing the microphone. It wouldn't have been loud. And yeah, you comfortably managed to do this. And for a few moments, you think maybe you didn't hear. But before she can even get to the pigeonholes to look for any letter that might have been dropped off for you, you suddenly hear this absolute cacophony from outside in the corridor. It's very much the kind of sound you would have if two enthusiastically boisterous boys had decided to take the drumsticks that they had with them and play the lockers with the sticks in their hands and quite possibly the toes of their boots at the same time, to see what kind of rhythm they can get going, banging on the lockers with enormous enthusiasm and excitement. It is not deafening. You're not hearing like smashing of things, but it's very loud and distinctively unpleasant.
I'm going to rush over to the door and pull it open a little bit, theatrically.
As if you're checking to see what's going on.
Miss is all kicking out in the corridor. Quick! Quick, it's gone mental out there.
She turns immediately and races to the two doors at the back and knocks first on the principal's door and then on the vice principal's. And by the time she's knocked on the vice principal's, she's getting alarmed at the noise, and she actually opens it even before he can say, come in. And these two august individuals, who, for reasons that I'm sure make a great deal of sense, are called Stotley and Hurleman.
Yeah, Stotley and Hurleman.
Yeah. There's a sort of Waldorf and Statler vibe to them in my head. And they storm out and charge through the gap outside with the inestimable Miss Jones in pursuit, in case they need any assistance.
As soon as they've gone, I'll skid round the corner of the desk, the reception desk, and head straight for the cupboards that I know the password is in the drawers.
It's a good trick. Can you make a roll for me with +2?
Oh, thank you. That is a 4 and a 6, which would be a 9, but +2 is 11.
Fantastic. You manage to pull open the drawer. The password is written exactly where it usually is. It is sharpener.
Sharpener.
Okay.
Yes.
And you manage to do that, and then nip back around. Close the door and nip back around the desk, just before the councillor's office door opens, and he wanders out, looking around a bit baffled. What's going on?
You said you wouldn't come out, sir.
I don't think I made that promise.
I think it's just some boys being boys in the corridor, sir. Nothing to worry about.
Huh?
The principal and vice principal are dealing with it, sir.
Oh, well, in that case, I suppose I'll leave it up to them. And indeed, the noise is definitely abating. And there's a certain amount of shouting now, but nobody seems to be getting into catastrophic trouble, because other than making a lot of noise, it seems they didn't actually do any real harm.
Fantastic. I'm going to exit through the door then, please. That's normally the best place to exit, and there's no windows in that room, so...
No, there are no windows in that room. It's built right in the middle of the building.
Exactly, and what better door than a door? A door is a door.
The door is the way to go, clearly. Okay, so out in the hall, you can see two slightly contrite-looking teenage boys shuffling their feet and staring at their toes, while the principal and vice principal gesticulate and shout quite a lot about they're shouting very loudly about how annoying it is when loud things happen.
While that's happening, I'll pull out a bit of paper, a bit of notebook from my bag, and I'm going to jot down. I'm going to write avoid corners, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Prioritize closest enemy. Don't dodge to sides. Familiarize different firing patterns. And practice, exclamation mark. Then I'm going to stick a quarter in the middle of it, fold up the paper into a wad, and as I walk past, just try and hold it out for Willie. Like
Yeah, no problem. He sees you coming, and you sort of turn your hand over a little bit, and you manage to pass it to him. The principal and vice principal are at this moment running out of puff. Basically, they've stopped yelling, and they've sort of just started to lean back and relax a little bit. Their initial alarm has slowly faded to the point where they're looking around and there's no real harm done. Nobody's hurt, nothing's been broken. I mean, a few minor trivial dents on a locker door, but nothing that would require replacing it or anything.
That's cool. Nice. And I'll carry on walking up to the light. You say the computer room I can get things done with?
Yes. Yeah, that would do it.
I'll walk on through the library into the computer room, please.
Okay.
Flicking a smile at old Miss... whoever it was. Where's my notes?
Mrs. Priest.
My notes are all over the shop today, Mrs. Priest. My notes are like a big... There's a lot of them, but I've kerfuffled them.
She did tell you, put them in the right order.
I've taken notes like an 80s teenager.
You are actually channeling disaffected youth.
Exactly. Oh, no.
Okay. So yes, you don't exactly get a smile from Mrs. Priest, but she's not actively hunting you at the moment.
Cool. Then I'll head back through to the computer room, please.
Okay. By the time you get there, there are 3 or 4 people in there, all students. Some doing a bit of work, some playing a game. There's one resolutely in the corner, determined to complete some hideous little educational title, as if they've been set it as a challenge or a task by somebody who didn't like them very much. This isn't even the fun levels you'd find on the Oregon Trail.
Oh no, it's the hardcore.
Yeah. So they're working away, but there are computers free that you can sit down and use.
Yeah, I'd like to take one that's not the first that's easily seen screen-wise from anyone entering the room.
Okay. Yeah, that shouldn't be difficult. You can take one essentially that is on the same wall as the door. So someone coming into the room would have to step quite a long way into it before they'd catch a glimpse of what you were doing.
Fantastic. And I'll load up the computer. While I do, I'll grab a bit of paper and I'll write in capitals, Sparky Lukehampton loves Kylie Styles. And then add up the L's. There's 3 L's. 1 O, no V's, 3 E's, 3 S's. Narrow it down to 4136. Narrow it down again to 549. With a sigh, narrow it down to 913. Then find out that it is 104 and 14%, and scribble it out. I'd never believe it anyway. To be honest.
Yeah.
Try not to let it get to me.
No, but that is quite an 80s thing to do.
Yeah, that's a little bit. Maybe the true love isn't there. That's that flashes through my mind as I carefully enter the word sharpener into the password.
Okay. Once you've connected up and enter it, Yes, you are looking at the school's computer system. Now, actually changing the grades won't be all that difficult, and you can, while you're there, change the grades of all three, but it does take a little bit of time. So, the length of time you spend doing it does mitigate whether or not it's more or less likely for someone to come in who might view your activities with suspicion. So, how many are you going for? One, two, or three?
What are their grades? What do they come up at, first of all, if I do anything?
Amos's grades are they're catastrophic. He might not actually qualify for summer school, if you know what I mean. Basically, we're looking at a lot of D's and F's, and even in gym, which he should clearly be able to ace, he's scraping a C.
Okay. Hank, is his closer?
Yeah, he needs essentially a single grade change to get him over a C average.
Okay. And Johnny?
2 grades for Johnny.
Okay. Well, let's. I'm going to do all three, but I'm going to tell you what I want to do for each, if that's okay.
Yep.
Let's start with Amos. And let's start the long process of turning it to the absolute lowest I can possibly get while he still achieves what he needs to achieve.
Okay. So you're going to just sneak him over a C in every category so that he can hold on to his average.
Just, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Then what I want to do is I'll change Hank's 1 grade that he needs.
Yep.
And I'm going to change. I'm going to leave the 2 grades that Johnny needs, and I'm going to take 2 of his that are above C and put them below C.
Okay.
Because he's a tosser. and he ruined my my t-shirt. What was he saying? I love that Goonies t-shirt. And Goonies never say die.
They never say die.
They never say die.
Okay. Right. The vast majority of the time you're going to have to do is going to be spent on Amos. I take it you're doing that one first?
Yes, please.
Okay. Then can you roll with +1, please?
Ooh, come on, we need Amos in. It's a 5 and a 4. Oh no, because that's +1 is 10, but -1 is 9.
9. Okay. You see the door opening because you're facing the wall. You're facing that wall. Do you want to immediately just quit wherever you are, or try and ride it out and finish what you're doing?
I've got to try and ride out for Amos. He's the key to it all.
No, but because you're only missing by 1, you'll have done Amos and you'll have done Hank. This will be be in the process of doing Johnny.
Destroy Johnny.
If you leave it as is, he won't make the team. Remember.
That's true. Let's leave it then.
So you immediately drop the connection and hide what you were doing, basically.
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay. Then in that case, you have not modified Johnny's grades, but the others you have successfully modified to pass.
Yeah. Well, Johnny's got to stand on his own feet at some point, rather than holding mine.
Well, how else will he learn?
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Mrs. Priest sort of glances around the room just to make sure there's nothing untoward going on in her library, and then seeing nothing that arouses her suspicion, she turns around and walks back out again.
I will wrap it all off, log off carefully, do all the things I need to do, and feel quite happy with. What have I got? $4.75 in my bag.
About that.
Yeah.
I think it's $4.25 actually.
Oh, that'll have to
You
do.
you burnt through one for the note and two for the fine.
Oh yeah, 350. Yeah. Well, hopefully that'll be enough. Hopefully I'll nail this game quick and easy. It sounds like a nice, fun, light-hearted game.
Yeah, yeah. Wargames does sound like it's just purely joyous.
It does help us. I'll grab my bag. I'll high five whoever's left in the room,
Okay,
and I'll look to head my way out of school.
fantastic. You have no further challenges, so I can
Oh,
tell you that as you jump on your bike and ride it down to the arcade in the centre of town, um, it's starting to get a little dark by now, but that only makes the arcade even more enticing with its bright lights
picture it.
and cheerful sounds. And indeed, there is a lot of activity. The arcade is busy, but fewer people playing than you'd expect given the number of people who are there, because
All the
the
shoulder people in the inbacks.
exactly the shoulder people and the in back are there, and they are forming an enthusiastic little cluster around this new machine, which is going through its enticing pre-graphical elements, but nobody's touching it. And as you drop your bike off against the railing outside, people turn to you and start waving you in. It's not like you're going to get a round of applause, but everyone seems very excited to see you play this game. And it's not just the regular crowd. I mean, a few people who aren't that regular have turned up because the new game's coming and because they know there's going to be a bit of a party. But even Brittany, the head cheerleader, has made it there.
Oh, Brittany.
And and as you walk in past her, she walks over and sort of throws a friendly arm around your shoulder and leans in close and says, "Did you do it?"
Uh, I I look around to make sure that as many people as possible are seeing me with a cheerleader with her arm around me.
Of course.
I'll sort of lean in, sort of whisper in her ear. Um, Amos is staying somehow. I got Hanks, but Priest got in before I could do Johnny's, I'm afraid.
She lets out a little bit of a sigh, and then she says, "That's good, thank you." And she says, obviously, most of the students at the school will never know what you did for them, but I'll make sure Kylie knows.
Thanks. That's all I need. She's a beautiful woman. I think. I don't know why, but I just have this vision of her walking down the room and undoing her hair and taking her glasses off, and next week she's getting her braces off, and it's just something I just think is going to be an incredible moment.
I hope you make a go of it. She's a nice girl. And she sort of leads you through and just eventually starts to let go as the crowd parts, and you can see this machine that you're going to walk up towards. It's almost muscle memory reaches for the quarter in your pocket as you step up to the machine, and you put the quarter in, and a deathly hush falls over the crowd as they get to watch the amazing Sparky start with a clunk the coin through the machine, and then the opening fanfare, and the scene fades slowly to black as you triumphantly take on this new challenge.
Oh,
Cheers, Luke.
oh Ben, I feel 10 foot tall. I've got to play out my own 80s movie. What a legend! Thank you very much.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's a bit of fun after all.
It makes me want to change this channel to just us playing one shots with each other about 70s, 80s, and 90s nostalgia.
Well, not everything has to be doom and gloom and horror and murder, does it?
Oh, exactly. It's nice. Thank you. And as always, those that are watching, you do need to realise, but you do because you've watched them often enough, how amazing Ben is at giving breadth and leeway to us. I know as a player that I can come up with a name, a physical trait, and anything, and as long as it doesn't mess with his game, Ben allows it. And as a player, that's like immense, right? Can we all have a round of applause for Ben, please? Everyone, wherever you are, you can do it quietly if people are asleep. Please, a round of applause for Ben. I wasn't actually teenage except because I wasn't like that, Spez. I was channeling all the 8 stuff. I was channeling Michael J. Fox. I was channeling old Fingy's Day Off. I was channeling all my 80s nostalgia I could to be that kid, the kid that looks to the camera every now and again and says a piece, breaks the wall.
You mean like Ferris Bueller?
Yeah, where the music goes, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And I'll say something, yeah. Yes. It's between all of that sort of stuff. Be that sort of guy. But with the IT nerd in there as well. And you allowed it, Ben, you allowed it. What a legend.
You can... It is, after all, basically a one-page game. So so there's a lot of room for you to vamp it a bit.
Oh, that's it. Ride it up. Ride it up. Write a one-page game. We've got some names for it, Ben. Write it up.
Absolutely.
Make it available on our website, www.bensgames.com.
We could do it. It would need some more detail to be written up, but I could do it.
That is true. Some people don't fly as lightly as us, I suppose. Our lightness will upset and confuse other people. That's what I wonder with the games that we're making, like the villages. We can run with very little input.
Yes.
But some people need input, which is good, which is fair, because some people need to know motivation and answers to things.
And games don't necessarily need every character to be incredibly detailed, but they need enough so they don't have to extemporize, on the fly too much.
That's exactly it. Absolutely.
Because not everyone's comfortable with just rolling with it.
No, exactly. A couple of sentences for each, and it helps a lot of people, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, and it helps to set the scene. Also, I think realistically you have to have watched Wargames in order to appreciate the setting, the vibe.
Yeah, exactly. So, exactly that. And just make sure you include Danny Hutchins with his grubby jam nails.
That would be literally the last part of the backstory I would include.
Oh man, he's the key part. He was going to be there.
Yeah, squelching around the arcade.
It's why one of the machines never gets played because he's the one that plays it. People touch the little stick and they're like, "Oh no, what's happened here?" It's jam. Why is there jam?
Look at the state of him.
The buttons. Oh no.
Well, thank you very much, Luke. That was a lot of fun.
Thank you, Ben. And thank you, dear viewers. Russ, Bears, everyone else. Thank you for joining us this evening. We appreciate you. We've got 3 big weeks, Ben. We even did a graphic for it.
We did, which, of course, I didn't download. Otherwise, I'd be able to display it right now.
Oh, well, I can talk us through it. My children generally, dependent, especially on a Saturday, and general consciousness dependent, and real life can happen. But if all the things work out well, the next 3 weeks go Traveller on a Friday, which is good, Ben, because we're hitting a mid-season highlight, I'd suggest.
I think there is a chance that over the next 3 Travellers we'll hit the mid-season break. Yeah. It's going to be a close run thing anyway.
It's a dystopian revolution again of some kind. I don't know what kind. It might be very peaceful. It might be very bloody. We just don't know, Ben.
We do not. We don't even know what the Tree of Liberty is going to be watered with.
It could be anything.
Could be anything.
I
mean, it's a science fiction universe.
It could just be champagne socialist.
It could be champagne.
It could be champagne. As long as it's not kelp. That's what I care about.
I think, honestly, my money's on kelp.
Yes, more likely kelp.
Or lope, more accurately.
Yeah, lope. And then the next 3 Saturdays, we have guests. And we love our guests. We call them... They're not really guests, are they, Ben?
No, it's rising to the standard of family nearly now.
Oh, indeed. They'd always have a seat at my table if they turned up for a roast on a weekend. Um, the first Saturday, which is the 26th.
Yes.
So next week we have Sock Fiddler, which is fantastic. I'd imagine health dependent, but it's a Cecil Cecily featuring a very confused Ewan. Ben, I don't know how
Yes.
he's rolling with it. He
We
seems quite
we we
concerned.
have promised to wedge Ewan into a Cecil and Cecily game.
A confused one-off Ewan.
Yes, I mean I have absolutely no idea yet how he's going to cope, but I guess it's sink or swim, isn't it?
I hope you're going to make him a very confusing European character of some sort. Because
Um,
accents, Cecil Cecily is all about accents.
there is a lot of that. Yes, I mean I was wondering if I should take some variation on Cecile or something like that a French or Dutch or Belgian character.
Oh, I like it. What accent would just be impossible? What accent would he have no chance of even attempting?
I don't know, actually. I think it would be particularly cruel to make him do something like Italian for a whole session.
Oh, a German could just go a bit hello, hello. It could
Yes, yes,
land
could
us in
do.
all sorts of troubles.
Yes, but yes, I mean, to be fair, so could Italian.
He's been learning. He's been
Screw
learning
the
Gaelic.
bayonet.
He's been learning Gaelic. Irish, maybe.
Oh yes, yes. I mean, there is a faint risk that if an Englishman does an Irish accent, it's technically a hate crime.
Oh, but no one reckons it.
And I mean,
You
nobody's
look
going
at
to
Ewan for
accuse Ewan of a
yeah,
hate
you look
crime,
at
so
Ewan for
I'm sure
a few
it's fine.
seconds, and he's the one that wouldn't do a hate crime.
Yeah.
You know, so well, I look forward to Ewan being shoehorned into that. And the week after that is something else that Ewan was once shoehorned into, but is now a joyous member.
Indeed. Yes, a Tony and Rudy game, because we have access for one night only to John Legitimate.
Now that his Kickstarter successfully finished for his Metanthropes game, which is excellent. I've got them all coming to me at some point. Um, he's free again to join us for late night nonsense. He's a hero because he's 2 hours ahead, and it's not his first language.
No, no. I mean, he is just this wonderful, charming, charismatic guy. I always refer to him as the Greek god of tabletop role playing games because he
He
is
is good,
Greek
isn't he?
and he's
Yeah,
just so brilliant. It's always such a treat to have him.
it is good. And Eagle Eye viewers can watch from about 1 o'clock onwards. He starts to look tired, so keep an eye out for that.
Yes, yeah. There comes a
3 a.m.
point where he's starting to nod a bit when he doesn't really mean he's in agreement.
He is great. We're very fortunate to have him for that week, and then the week after that, we got some persons just barging in, some hanger on.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, yes. We have that, don't we? Yes, we have a sparrow joining us.
Yeah, Dave's third best friend, I've heard.
Well, charitably.
Yeah, at best. It would have been fourth, but I think one of them's been killed by a zombie now.
Oh, killed by or has become?
Oh, but both maybe.
Yes, yes. I mean, I think where we left off, we were facing zombie bats, which makes a nice change from vampire bats.
It's true, but give it one more week and it'll be cricket bats for me.
It will be. You're absolutely right. So yes, a little bit of Save Dave, which is it's always a treat. Not only because Save Dave is quite a fun game, but also because it gives Ewan a chance to flex his GMing muscles.
He is, and he's also very giving as a GM. I would say
Yes,
you can
yes,
almost bully. You can almost bully him into what you want, but not quite.
yes, yes, yes. He hasn't quite worked out how to say no to us yet. I don't think.
It's like a force of nature. Sometimes it will come whirling in, but he's great with it. He's fantastic with it, and it makes Save Dave of the Dead as it is at the minute perfect. So with Sparrow, Ben, and Dave's best friend himself, me. Um, on that's the 10th or something like that, I think.
Yes, that sounds about right.
Yes, so we've got it's on our Instagram, so check out our Instagram if you've not got it, Boys from the Baltic Star. That will have the graphic up. It's in our Discord as well, link somewhere. And we've got a YouTube. If you're not joined us that yet, we need 905 more people, Ben, before we only 905 until we can start getting money from it.
Is that all?
That's all, just 905 people.
Well, I mean, we should probably get that by Wednesday.
I reckon so. Wednesday of 2056.
A Wednesday, not this coming one, sure.
Wednesday.
Yeah. No, that's well. What we will have then is a packed program. Next three Fridays is Traveller, and we've got different games, all with guests, for the next 3 Saturdays.
Oh, I'm looking forward. I'll be exhausted by the end of it.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a real treat.
It's going to be fantastic. Tomorrow night I may atom fall because it's my last chance before I go back into other teaching and really don't feel like doing anything after about 9 o'clock at night. So we'll see how that goes. Don't hold me to it, but if you're around tomorrow night with nothing to do and I'm on, join us for some Southerner in North behaviour. I've hunted down a cultist, Ben. He killed someone. Yeah, and I'm in his shop now, and I've got a choice whether to kill him or let him go. I don't know. It's all going a little bit Wicker Man, I think.
I think that there is a pretty good story crossover if you think about Wicker Man crossed with, Sellafield.
I think so, and that's exactly what this game is. So I might do another hour and a bit tomorrow night. We'll see how it goes. It's my last chance for a line the next day, so maybe I'll go for it. But thank you again, Ben. He is a legend, everyone, and I hope you appreciate the applause from everyone earlier.
Oh well, yes. Thank you very much. It was very fun to play, and it was nice to have a little 1980s teenage fantasy story rather than something full of disembowelings, if you know what I mean.
And normally when it's us two, it's really conceptual, dark space misery. It seems to become that's quite nice.
Yeah, this was very different in tone.
Much appreciated. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you all, and good night. And now I've just remembered, of course, that I'm actually streaming.
You're in charge. Yes, good night.
Good night.
Good night.